The next speaker is an author and a seasoned professional who has been just lobbying and championing the cause of the United States military with every fiber of her being. Let me introduce Elizabeth Kilbride.
Each of you here today heard from the mothers of Michael, Evan, Corey, Raymond, John, William, Larry, Michael, Joseph, and Michael about who these men were and are as sons. Each of these men is a human being who chose to lift their hand, take an oath to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Unfortunately, their rights under our Constitution were disregarded during their legal process, something none of us ever thought would have ever happened in America. In the cases of the Leavenworth 10, politics got in the way. These warriors have returned home, not as brave, decorated warriors who should have received a medal for doing their job on the battlefield. Instead, they were transported home in shackles, treated like dirt by their fellow warriors, stripped of their rank of lieutenant, sergeant, corporal, and private. Guess what? They are now known as 87503, 84486, 82477, 87613, 87356, and 87525. They have been reduced from warriors to a number. I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. The very government they swore to defend and protect said thank you by disrespecting them, stripping them of their constitutional rights under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, and reduced them to just another number. Are we, as Americans, going to allow this to continue? Are we going to forget them? Are we going to leave them behind? Because this woman will not allow that to happen. I refuse to allow them to be left behind. Colonel West and Staff Sergeant Horn, I thank you both for your service. Both of these men witness men such as these on the battlefield and can attest to their being highly trained, competent representatives of this great nation. I too can attest to that because I spent time with warriors in Iraq in 2006. I can tell you firsthand, they stand tall and brave while enduring horrible conditions. Conditions the majority of America would not be able to stand for one day without complaining. They long for home and loved ones as they endure the rigors of a combat zone. They conducted missions with skill, perseverance, and most importantly, integrity and honor. Our enemy today is far different than any other enemy we have ever encountered before in military history. They are patient and observant. They plan their attacks, not just with bombs and bullets, but something more lethal. The Vietnam veterans will know it's called psychological warfare. They have studied our military past and are using it against our warriors today. The last time this country saw a warrior being taken off the battlefield and sent to Leavenworth prison was during Vietnam. He was one soldier. Today, it's not just one, as we all know. We only know of 10 that we're representing today. There's actually 97. They are standing behind and living behind brick and mortar and bars. Their lives have been turned upside down because of that lethal weapon of psychological warfare. We as a nation cannot allow history to be repeated. If we band together as American patriots against injustice and work together, we can undo and change the damage that has already been done and prevent it from ever happening again. You know, in preparation for this, I found a quote by George Washington that says it best. He says, quote, "When we assumed the soldier, we did not lay aside the citizen," end quote. We must stop the military legal system from stripping our warriors of their civil rights. Did you know that our government today now offers the enemy combatants the opportunity to sign a pledge to never attack our warriors again? I like that laugh because that's what I've been saying too. Once they sign the pledge, they are then released back into their own community and to their loved ones. Why aren't our warriors given this same right, this same opportunity? Anyone who has a pair of eyes, as Colonel West and Staff Sergeant Horn and myself know, and a lot of the Vietnam vets out there, they know they will never be a model citizen. They're never going to wind up just going home and taking care of business with their family. Their objective is very clear. They wish to be a martyr, to live another day, to kill our American soldiers who represent freedom. They are brutal killers and murderers who will destroy human life without hesitation. Al-Qaeda militants and insurgent groups get the get out of jail free card. Yet American warriors who are on the same battlefield are incarcerated behind these bars for doing what they were trained to do. That's your tax money being misspent and being thrown away completely. You know, this total situation reminds me of that Monopoly game, you know, where you get to get out of jail free card and you get to go and you collect $200. These 10 guys don't want $200. They don't even want to be bothered with getting the get out of jail free card. They just want to go home to their families. That's our job now. The only way we as Americans can help these incarcerated warriors is to put ourselves in their place. And I want to tell you a little bit about that, because you have to understand the complexities of war. They have witnessed their best friend being killed a few feet away or die in their own arms. They've seen children who only a few minutes before them were laughing and playing in the streets, only to be blown up by some insurgent. They think of home, their wives, their children, and long for the day when they can hold them and love them once again. They think of their parents and siblings and long for the home-cooked meals that are prepared by loving hands. These families you heard from today are not members of the Covenant Gold Star families, because these sons have not given the ultimate sacrifice. These families are not part of the Welcoming Home Committee for their warrior. Instead, they are in purgatory, a place that is a living hell and frustration.